Hello, this is Photography Gamer. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Forza Horizon 4 for the Xbox Series S. The game is also available for the PC. Forza Horizon 4 is a racing game developed by Playground Games. In Forza, you have to race your way around a fictional Great Britain with dynamic weather, seasonal changes, and more races, events, and activities than you can shake a stick at. So what is the game like to play? Well, control-wise, Forza is a smooth, responsive, and quick to pick up and play experience. The game has a wonderful intro that introduces the game world, a few cool cars, and some of the events that you can get involved with. Also, if you are a beginner, you can use guides on the track that will assist you with your timing for the brakes. Or, if you crash out of a race, for example, you can use a rewind function, which is very helpful. But, if you are an expert and you are good at these games, you don't have to use those settings, you can turn them off. The game also has a fluid and adaptive difficulty setting, like if you keep winning races easily, the game will ask if you want to up the difficulty, and vice versa. It's this kind of feature that makes Forza Horizon 4 very accessible for pretty much anybody who wants to play it. But what about the cars themselves? Well, each car felt completely different to drive, and when you factor in tuning to the equation, it makes for a huge and varied style of racing from one car to the next. The selection of cars to buy, to win, or to unlock, it's immense, with something for everybody. Over time, you will accumulate a massive roster of cars in your garage, but for me, I had three favourites. My first love was the Centenario LP770-4 Lamborghini. With its raw power and speed out of the traps, it just became my go-to for the high-speed racing tracks. Then, as time went on, I needed something a little bit more to adapt to the street circuits with those tight corners and lots of turns. This was where the Mono 2014 back came in with its kind of F1 type looks and feel, amazingly responsive brakes, and handling that really tore the opposition to pieces in those kind of tight city streets. And last but not least, for me came the Ferrari Enzo that I won in a game of chance via the prize wheel spin that you can unlock as you progress. For me, this was the icing on the cake with a beautiful visual style, a few little decals, completely upgraded engine. It was fun to drive, but it was the hardest to drive, but it was the most satisfying. And that kind of brings me on to the customization options for each car. Not only can you paint your car in a colour of your choice, but you can add a multitude of objects to the paintwork, going on to like a full F1 or rally car sort of decal style. Add to that the performance upgrades and the general tweaking of the settings. It means that each car really does provide hour upon hour of entertainment, not only on the track but off it too. One thing I thought perhaps was a little bit poor though was the auction house. Now, like I said, you accumulate lots of cars, but you can't just click and sell. No, you've got to go to the auction house, individually auction each one over a period of time, and if it doesn't sell, you've got to redo the auction. It's really not the best system, I'd rather sell them for a little bit less immediately than have to auction them. They should really give you an option just to blitz the cars out of your garage if you want. There are also really rare cars that you can find in these hidden barns around the map, and these feature some absolute classics. So again, lots of cars to choose from. So let's talk about the game world of Great Britain. Now, anyone expecting to be racing around central London in a Ferrari, you are going to be disappointed. Forza 4 takes on Britain in a more rural village feel, with the wide open fields, motorways, and some quaint little towns. Oh yeah, and Edinburgh. It's a vast landscape with city circuits, off-road racing, and so many events that it's really, quite frankly, a little bit bewildering in the beginning. You'll be doing stunts, taking part in an episode of Top Gear with the Stig, racing fighter jets and hovercraft, doing street races, rallies, or even making up your own races that you and your mates can take part in. And you can also challenge a driver if you're just cruising around the streets and you see a car you want to race. You just click a button and bang, immediately you're straight into a street race. Really, really user friendly. Now, one of the big gimmicks of Forza 4 is the seasonal changes from summer, autumn, winter and spring. Once unlocked, every few days the seasons change and driving it is noticeably different from, say, winter to summer, with the gorgeous warm colours of autumn being my personal favourite. So as well as all of these events, collectibles, secrets, special activities, blah blah blah, there is something that I haven't actually mentioned, and that is just going for a drive. You know, you get in your favourite car, you leave your house, you speed off into the open world and just drive until your heart's content. Honestly, that has become one of my favourite things to do on my Xbox, you know, cruising around the game world. It's such a pleasure, and it's the fact that you're always adding some kind of points or stars to your character means every bit of driving has some value. And it's those stars that you can use for your car mastery, which is basically like a little mini skill tree that you can fill up, and it makes you get more points or more bonuses depending on like how much you do on the streets. Now the game, finally on gameplay, it features online play. I dipped in, had a little blast, and you know, it's quite good, quite responsive, but generally I played more as solo, but online play, you're there if you want it. Visually, Forza 4, it has some of the best presentation that I've ever encountered. You know, the menus, they're clean, they're clear, streamlined. It makes almost every task very simple. The interface, it's intuitive, and everything, it feels like a game that's been well thought out to make the end user's experience the most pleasant it can be. The game world looks amazing, and you know, watching it change over the seasons is beautiful. Cars, they look gorgeous. The customization elements are also good. Now the game does feature a photo mode. In brief, it's pretty good. It's got plenty of functions to take some nice photos of your vehicles. Now maybe some of the settings, they're a little bit photography nerd knowledge biased, but if you're struggling, check out my photo mode guide that I did for Forza 5, as the modes are pretty much identical. I'll put a link in the comments and the description if you want to check out that VP guide. In terms of sound and voiceovers, they do a pretty good job of telling you what you need to know without going on too much. The car sound effects, the general effects, they're excellent. The music on the radio stations, I'd say, is good racing music. But you know, perhaps some more songs, some more radio stations, because it does get a little bit repetitive. Okay, good and bad points. The good points. The presentation is impeccable. The handling, car variety and customization options are fantastic. The amount of events, races, collectibles and special activities is really overwhelming, and the sound and visual work is a pleasure to behold. Bad points. A few more songs would have been nice, and the auction house is a bit of a time drain. And aside from that, really, maybe a racing stadium in the game world would have been cool, but these are all very minor things. Okay, what is the verdict? Forza Horizon 4 is a great example to any game developer how to do it right. Every piece of the game felt carefully crafted and well thought out, from the presentation, handling, game world, volume of races, events, etc. The visuals are delightful, the sound is wonderful, and it's one of the best games that I've played in a long time. Now, I'm not really into driving games, but even I cannot hide how much I really enjoyed this game. It's fun, it's satisfying, it's very addictive, it's beautiful to play, and it's one of the most pleasing games that I think I've played probably in the last year or two. I loved the car variety, I loved the seasonal aspect that really did make it feel different, and for me it's a masterpiece that other racing games should take a good, hard look at. Yes, Gran Turismo, I'm talking to you. So yeah, remarkably good piece of work with a huge amount of noticeable love and care that's been put into each and every part. Absolutely wonderful. Scoring, Forza Horizon 4 gets 10 out of 10. Okay, that was the review. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, join my channel via the button on my homepage, or become a patron. All support is really appreciated. Okay, this is Photography Gamer signing off. Thank you.